Somebody asked us on Facebook what the fuzzy thing was. This is a cat.
It's our pet cat to go with our pet dog.
Yeah.
So we're back at Trent Lock. We just came down from Long Eaton Lock this morning, filled up with water, and we're about to head out onto the Trent, which will lead us to the Soar.
Or a weir.
Or down a weir, one or the other. Thanks, Michael. There's no towpath that I can walk down this time, so I have to be on the boat. So I'm really excited about that prospect.
Mm-hmm. Especially because she'll be on the front, holding onto the anchor, waiting for me to yell, "Throw it!" Which I'm not going to do.
We have the anchors at the ready, we have the life jackets at the ready, but it'll all be fine.
It'll be totally fine.
It's a bit windy, but...
Yeah, it might start raining, but the wind's not a big deal at this point.
All right.
It should go sheltered once we get across, past the weir.
The big open bit.
Yeah.
Right, let's just get this over with.
All right, we're getting it over with. Dominate the landscape. The junction with the Erewash was fine. Bit of a, joining the current was quite powerful. But then it was really just turning onto the Soar. And that wasn't hard, it was just all of a sudden we're going from being with the current to being against the current. But overall it was perfectly fine. And beautiful, right? You got the enormous power station in the background. But just this, the sun just comes out and all of a sudden it's bright, shiny glint off the river and, it's just nice. Okay, I did notice that the pontoons down there have a staging thing showing, different levels. So they got 1 through 6, and 6 was way above our heads. And I'm like, I don't want to be here for 6.
So this is Kegworth Deep Lock, and luckily there was a boat just coming out as we approached, so they were able to jump on and leave it open for us. Not sure how deep it is, but anything that's called deep lock, I don't like. So we've just got to Zoosh Lock, and it's set kind of mainly against us, although the water's draining out. But there's a boat way off in the distance, and we're just waiting to find out what they're doing before we empty the lock for ourselves in case they're coming down. Michael's just gone to see. Okay, so he's emptying the lock, so the other boat must be coming down.
Apparently that's the Loughborough Science Park, and over that way is ARM, the manufacturer of many small computer chips. Who knew? Right beside a lock. Canals are strange places.
Anyone wanting to buy a Lockwood cottage with a post box and a phone box in the garden, this one at Bishop Meadow Lock is for sale.
I mean, yeah, okay. It's a beautiful little cottage. But, so welcome to Loughborough, or Loughborough, or Loughborough, or
You were right the first time.
Loughborough. We're now on the Leicester section, very briefly. We were on the Loughborough section. So we decided not to go more inside the basin because, what did you say?
It was just very quiet. Like, it's nice enough.
I think the word soulless was used.
Well, there's a travel lodge there, and there's those little half pontoon things
Right.
that were a little bit hard to moor up on.
Yeah,
And-
the wibbly wobblies. George doesn't like those.
And there's no other boats down there. I'd rather moor with other boats.
Fair enough.
And all the boater facilities are there, but it's like...
But we sort of covered all of that
Yeah.
this morning, right?
And it's a 2-minute walk if we want to take rubbish down. I wonder
Yeah.
if they've got recycling.
Don't know. You can take a look. But yeah, so it's turned out to be a lovely sunny day.
It's one of those days like yesterday where 1 minute there's a big rain cloud and there's spots of rain and it's dark and it's blustery and it's cold. Next minute the sun's out, and it
Yeah.
just kept flipping between the two all morning. I always find, you know, because we started it this morning on the Erewash, then we were on the River Trent very briefly, and then the Soar.
Yeah.
And it just seems like such a long time ago that we came down the Trent Lock at the end of the Erewash.
Yeah, because I think we're now we're on the Grand Union.
Yeah, this is the Grand Union.
We changed like 5 waterways in a day. It's crazy.
And it was really funny on the Trent Lock because there was all these fire people, what are they called?
Firefighters?
Talking to everyone about fire safety on boats. And then there was...
And not drowning.
Oh, were they?
Yeah, also an important part of the conversation.
What was it? Did you talk to them?
Yeah, well, I talked to the Canal and River Trust people. The fire department has got people out to do drowning awareness.
Luckily we had our life jackets on.
Here's 2 responsible boaters.
No, she did say to me, no, one of the firemen said to me, you don't have to wear that just because we're here or something.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm wearing it because I'm petrified of going out on the Trent.
Apparently, they've been able to get house fires down to next to no fatalities during a year, but they have not been able to drop the numbers on drownings because accidental drownings are still sort of a high point of their statistics. So anyway, that was what the wonderful, nice person from the Canal and River Trust was telling us.
And then the Trent, I found it really hairy. You probably didn't.
No, it was nothing.
I think it's just because it's so wide and vast, and the water is moving fast. Yeah, and then we came down onto the Soar, which, as you joined it, was really flowing fast against us. Well, you said it wasn't, but it was. And you had to like crank the engine a little bit to get us moving.
No, it was flowing fast-ish. That was the only tricky part, was the transition onto the Soar, because when we transitioned from the Erewash onto the Trent, it was extremely obvious the current was moving sideways. So
You knew which way to point the boat.
yeah, it was basically just, come out and point as much upriver as I need to get some motion going, and then just let it take me down. The only concern was avoiding that peninsula where the yacht club is. And the only thing that was really tricky about the turn onto the Soar was, the direction of the water shifts the moment you hit it. It was like I was being pushed one way, and I didn't have to have the engine on very much. And then the front of the boat hits the water coming down from the Soar, and the back starts to swing because I've got the sideways motion towards the rear, right? So it's like the back of the boat starts doing this, and it's like, okay, now gun it, and I'll just,
Yeah.
But as soon as I was making some headway up the Soar, it was like, no problem. Okay, now we're just revving higher than normal, but the boat didn't care.
It's funny going from waterway to waterway because the Soar, just felt so different straight away from anywhere else.
Yeah.
No way. Just the landscape and everything, really.
Well, we've been on rivers, but they've always been, for the most part, a little, either very short sections, or like they've been like the Avon, where they're mainly tree lined with these sort of forests on either side and stuff.
But this was really open and so green.
Yeah.
Really
and like
green.
really incredibly open.
Yeah. And the locks were quite spread out, like maybe 2 miles or a mile between each one.
Mm-hmm.
And when we were researching like the route last night, I saw that there was a lock called Kegworth Deep Lock, and I always get worried when I see it says Deep Lock.
Its official name is Kegworth New Lock.
Yeah, I saw that, but on our book it says Deep Lock.
Yeah, so the book's wrong.
Because the flood lock before, that's Kegworth Shallow Lock, but that was just open.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I was like, well, how deep is it? Because obviously we've done Bath Deep Lock, which was 19 foot, and that was really deep. So I was like, I want to know how deep it is. So I tried to Google it, and all I got was a story about how a boat had got hung up on the sill and sunk. So I was like, oh, good.
Yeah, and there's a sign outside that's like a permanently printed sign, and it says 3 hang-ups in the last year.
We were going the other way anyway, but everything was uphill, which always takes longer and slower. And
Yeah, but ultimately it was pretty good.
And then, I walked the last little bit through, just the outskirts of Loughborough into Loughborough. No doubt we'll explore a bit in the next couple of days.
Yeah. So, to the alder peoples of Loughborough, get a little.
Oh, yeah, I really want a croissant.
Yeah.
When we were in Langley Mill Basin, or the Great Northern Basin, like the Lidl is literally on the doorstep. We had croissants for breakfast every day, and they're like 40p or 45p.
They're stupidly cheap,
and they're so good. Michael switched his phone on to check where the nearest Lidl was, and I was like, I've already checked. It's 7 miles away.
So now we got to get down to Leicester to get to the next Lidl. Is this the end of the video?
Mm-hmm.
Thanks for watching. Thumbs up, comment, subscribe. Go! Joe! 375,000 pounds!
I'm blinded for the sun.
Blinded by the light. Wake up to something in the night. See, I've been on the Pacific.
Not in our Narrowboat.
No, but like I think that's why I've got it.
I've been on the Pacific too.
Yeah, but like I've been on a small sailing vessel on the Pacific.
I've been in Fiji.
On a small sailing vessel?
I don't know, whatever that boat was that they took us to swim with sharks.
We were inside the reef.
Those waves are really high.
Inside the reef. The ones on the other side of the reef were the big ones.
Anyway, we're getting off
She's never
topic.
been anywhere near the ocean.
What? Oh, shut up. And then we came...
I'm orange with grey hair, so I'm still trying to figure out. Maybe it is my sunglasses, but I look orange with grey hair. White hair, whatever.
Yeah, you are.
I'm older than I look.
The first thing I did, the first thing Michael there.
So the like, comment, and subscribe, or thumbs up, comment, and thumbs up. What am I missing? Thanks for watching. Thumbs up, comment, subscribe.